Alice, I love the fact that you called this unfinished slash experimental original song. I love the fact that everything that you give us is always original. Yes, you are 16, and Alice is your moniker for this particular channel, but I also know that you have a real true name, which will remain anonymous until you decide to give us any further details. Now, with you, this particular song actually is amazing for the fact that you made it into something that I didn't expect. The only thing that I really have to give you as constructive criticism about it, I loved the harmonies that you threw into the actual music. If it wasn't for the lyrics, I would have lost my path in regards to trying to follow the song, because a lot of it was repetitive and always covering the major sung lyrical parts. What I would possibly see with this, but this is my opinion, is a piano and possibly an acoustic guitar being played together to give you some musical force to it. Lyrically, though, I change it slightly, well, not for the lyrics, but for the actual composition of the actual format. The best way I can actually identify is that you put it into a triangle format. I'd actually add an extra level and just make it into a square, only because you've got your major singing bit, the intro, and then the rest of the song, and then you have the refrain, but the refrain keeps going into a loop throughout the song, which unfortunately kind of drowns out the rest of the lyrics. But that would be the only negative. Apart from that, I really loved what you did with it. It actually came out better than what I expected, but of course I have no expectations from you, Alice, because for everything that you compose, it's always fresh, always new, and always through thine eyes and thine ears and thy tongue. And we can't forget your mind. What a beautiful mind. Now, I want to see how far you can actually bring this, because myself, I would love to see this become more, become a longer song with something different in the formatting. I love the refrain. I would like you to try and take the refrain and build it into something that has a few more lyrics into it, and actually use that as the major refrain with a lot more emotion into it. That's pretty much it, Alice. I mean, everything else, apart from me wearing this fool cap, you gotta love gestures. Anyways, from a true music enthusiast, I really thank you for being alive in this world. And Alice, if you are looking for college tuition money, I do sincerely encourage you to apply on the grants and apply on all the programs that are currently in existence. Even if you are 16, if your parents are, I don't know what the situation is with your parents, but if your parents cannot help you, at least if you were a Canadian, I know that the government might be able to help if you can prove that your parents cannot. Unfortunately, the legal age of being declared as an independent child, at least in Canada, is 18. In the US, I think it's 21. Unfortunately, I don't know how or what the laws are, but I would encourage you to actually research it by calling your banks, by calling your student loan offices that exist. You can ask at your high school through the guidance counselor what you could do. Most people know. In fact, you could always post a video up and actually ask the question. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will give you a lot of response on it. In fact, if you keep an eye on this video, we might have responses from people living in the US that are currently going through the same issue of trying to get a college education. But then again, I might be speaking out of turn because I'm reading the description of the song, description of why you actually wrote it. So I'm hoping that that description bears truth in the matter. But either way, apply, dear. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain, and talent to shine and actually build your way across. In fact, I don't want to encourage you to go to American Idol because it is a singing competition. The only problem with that singing competition for me is that it landlocks people into a solid fixed contract for a year where you have no creative voice in the process unless it's on contract. And from what I've heard as rumors, and my rumors are unfortunately unfounded, a lot of contestants went with it because it was their door, but a lot of them haven't made their way. I think only the country singer, I'm trying to remember what her name is, who married a Canadian hockey player, actually made it. She's a country star. Anyways, with you, I just want you to be you. I would recommend you to think about possibly recording your songs onto a disc and start looking into possible distribution through DFTBA, or Don't Forget to Be Awesome. It's a record company that was founded by the Nerd Fighters, and I know you'd fit right in. I have no affiliation with that record company, but I have an affiliation with the Nerd Fighters and Nerd Fighteria and Nerd Fighting community, only because, well, it's what I am at heart, and it's what I'll be when I die. So, with that said, have a nice one, and folks, show her love, please. She deserves every single ounce of encouragement because I want her to come out on video, for God's sakes. Her talent deserves to be seen and not just heard, because without her face, unfortunately, I will never be able, and neither will you, to stop her on the street and say, thank you so very much for what you've done, for the time you've spent. I appreciate it very, very much, and you don't know how much it means to me. Anyways, have a nice one.